Hello and welcome back to another Large Family Meals. My name's Victoria and I'm a mum of 5 in the UK. We home educate, so this is just a bit of footage of my 13-year-old who's on a programme on the computer that teaches you game and animation. I thought I'd better mention the guinea pigs because we spend a fortune on fruit and veg for the guinea pigs. My 13-year-old wanted to try these Blue Dragon medium noodles. It's meant to make a chicken stir fry. He said you needed to put mushrooms in it, but he's allergic, so he replaced that with peas, but he really enjoyed that. And the other day, what I do is I've got like a memory book for my 6-year-old daughter, and I put in photos of the shows she does with a drama group. Well, she's recently done another show and she's leaving Rainbow soon and she'll be starting Brownies. So what I did was I printed some photos of her time in Rainbows and of the last show she did to stick in a memory book. I like to use glittery stickers and like glittery tape on the corners and write little facts and little, snippets on it for her. The other night when I come back from belly dance class, we had a homemade kebab. It's just lamb mince mixed with the kebab seasoning and put in the oven. And then you serve it with chips and salad and a pita bread. It's really nice. It's nice in the chip shop stuff. You don't wake up the next day dead thirsty or anything like that. And we actually prefer it. Works out a bit cheaper as well. Now, this hedge outside of the house, when I'm brushing up or in the morning when I'm opening the shed door, and it's wet through with the rain, it gets me down the back of the neck and I'm like, ah! So that's me in a rage trying to pick some of the longer branches off so that it doesn't get me around the back of the neck anymore and frighten the life out of me in the morning. I haven't got a hedge cutter. It takes me forever to do hedge. I don't do it like that. So the other night for tea, we had a low-carb pizza bake, which was a J. Morel Stewart recipe. But again, I'd tweak it a bit because it had mushrooms in it. And my husband and my oldest son are allergic to mushrooms. So it's pepper and onion fried to the soft. Then you put in the minced beef. I think Americans call it ground beef. And then when it's brown, you put in the pizza sauce. I always put water in my pizza sauce jar and swish it around to get the last bits out. Because, we're not millionaires, you think we are. We're not millionaires. When that's all cooked and lovely and simmering and lovely, you put it in a tray and you put cheese on it. And when you want it, you just warm it up in the oven. Or just cook it a bit more so the cheese is melted in the oven. I've done a section with no cheese on it because one of my kids doesn't like cheese on it. I don't really like mozzarella, so I've only put a bit on because I think it'd be a bit rubbery. So I've mixed it with normal cheese. And you can dip chips in the sauce. If you have it with chips, you can dip chips in the sauce. Or you can have it with vegetables. It's quite nice. Leaves cheese all over your side though. And then, once again, my oldest son, who likes cooking, who's 13, he's got a Fallout cookery book, which is off the PlayStation game Fallout. It's got lots of interesting recipes in it. He wanted to have a go at radioactive gumdrops. So we had to order like limes and orange essence and lime essence and green food colouring and citric acid and gelatin. All these things to go in it. And his sister started getting interested in what he does in the kitchen. So she started asking if she can help. And he's 13. So when he can tolerate her, he says she can help. Most of the time he lets her help. So that's just mixing up all the essence and stuff. You had to melt the sugar in a pan, I think. And that's him. You needed lime juice and lime zest. And that's him mixing the sugar in with the gelatin, I think. I'm probably missing a few steps out here. This was the other day. But you get the gist. And it makes a lovely emerald colour, look. But I'm not sure why it said put lime zest in it. Because it just creates lumps in it, look. And the finished sweets, the ones that had lime zest in, the kids didn't want to eat the bits with the lime zest in. But the rest. So I think if they ever made it again, we maybe leave the lime zest out. You had to put it in the fridge. I think it was for 10 hours. So I said to him, you might as well wait overnight. And then the next day, you had to cut it into cubes. Leave it out. Oh, sorry, no, you have to leave it in the fridge for 8 hours. Then you had to, the next day, cut it into cubes. Leave it out for 10 hours. And then you had to mix sugar and citric acid. Roll it in that. And then put it back in the fridge for 8 hours. Now, my husband said if you put it back in the fridge, it's going to be slimy. But we wanted to follow the recipe, so we put it back in the fridge. And when we got them out the next day, they were edible, but they were a bit slimy. So it would have been better to leave them like that and not put them back in the fridge. So the recipe isn't always, you know, the wisest thing to follow. So if we do it again, we're not going to bother putting back the thing. When my daughter was at Rainbows, the pressure was on to get all her birthday presents wrapped. Because I just didn't see a moment when I was going to get to do it otherwise. So I did it. Tried to keep the kids out, but Ezra who's eight come in, and I was like, don't tell her. My Healthy Start voucher, the cash card machine wasn't working, so I didn't know exactly how much was on it, so I didn't go mad. But I went to the co-op and spent my Healthy Start voucher, and then I was able to give the smaller ones like cherries, cherry tomatoes, cucumber, you know, all the healthy things to have with crackers and crisps for the dinner. My husband's gave me a blackcurrant plant, look, for my birthday. It's not my birthday yet, but I've still planted it. We're still getting shed loads of strawberries in, so we thought we'd have a go at making strawberry cordial. The first recipe I looked up wanted cardamom pods and all kinds of shiz in it. So the second recipe I looked up was just water, sugar and strawberries. So we thought we'd bash that. You melt the sugar in the water, bring it to the boil, bang the strawberries in, put the lid on, turn it off and let it infuse. And then you drain it through, it says through a muslin cloth, but I'm not got anything posh like that. I did it through a tea towel. And then you have it chilled and diluted. And it's not that bad, actually. I had some this morning. I'm going to have another cup in a minute, I think. Yeah, it's not that bad. But when it was stewing, it smelled like tinned strawberries, and I hate tinned strawberries, so I thought we're not going to like it. But the actual finished thing's all right. It might be better over some ice cubes or something like that. So I might try that. Yeah, that's me pouring it to drain, look. But yeah, it's another way we can use these strawberries. I was thinking it might be nice frozen, you know, for ice lolly moulds, frozen to make strawberry ice lollies. So I might use some of it for that as well. It made 2 pretty jars and a big jug's worth. And yeah, so if you like that video, please subscribe. I'm going to try and do more food type stuff and homemaking type stuff. I'm still going to do videos chatting about homeschooling, and I'm still going to do the gardening collab that comes on once a month. So, oh, the guinea pigs. There's a little shot of my guinea pigs there. Why not? Yeah, the little vegetable eaters. So yeah, thank you, goodbye.